Welcome back everyone. My name is Eltimar and we're going to be continuing our Let's Play of Wrath of the Righteous. Where we left off last time, we were in Canabras main square. We're going to actually have to take a rest. We are really low on spells and power, so we're just going to do a 1 cycle rest. We're going to camouflage with you in charge of that, and that should be a fairly good setup for our group. We're going to begin resting. It'll take about 10 hours. And let's see if we can't get a little of some of our life back, and stats I guess, because we did fight. I believe we fought a shadow? Oh. Sometimes a long-awaited rest does not bring on the desired relief. What comes is a heavy clinging sleep on the edge of wakefulness, where consciousness seems poised between reality and oblivion. The possible reasons for such a disturbed slumber are myriad: strained nerves, perhaps, or a lingering reaction to trauma. Elira emerges from the oblivion of her leaden sleep like a drowned woman, dragging herself up from the depths of a swamp. The wound on her chest is burning like somebody pressed an invisible brand to it. The wound is closed again, but the blood stain on her shirt betrays its presence beneath. There's no time to investigate the cause behind her malaise. A trying day lies ahead, but how will Elira be up to the challenge if her thoughts are so muddled and her entire body aches like after a day's toil? Nonsense, I'll douse myself in some cold water and I'll be as good as new. As if a veteran adventurer could be frightened by a bad dream, a splash of cold water enlivens her sentence and the wariness abates, retreating to the depths of her subconscious, but leaving the path open to return the next time Elira seeks refuge in sleep. Elira recalls that she slept peacefully in the defender's heart. Perhaps a priest can explain what has happened. We're supposed to see a priest about that. Alright. We have some spells back now, and I think all of our diseases, except for Filth Fever, have cleared up. We could certainly try to get rid of a Filth Fever. That one. And it did, in fact, work. Still have Cool Fever as well. Let's try that. And that also worked. Perfect. Everyone's good, and we are golden to continue. We are going to have a few more fights ahead of us, though, so let's head back down into the street. We did miss one thing before with, what was the name of her, let's save before trying to open this.
Not this time.
Kylesa?
I hope you appreciate this.
There are going to be a couple fights in this zone, and they are not the easiest fights in the world. We're going to take the mutagen for strength, buff up our strength a little bit there. And we are going to cast shield, which we can't because we used our thing first, which I did a silly.
No reason to pause.
What's on your mind?
We don't need shield.
I wonder.
Do you think you can use mutagen and full strength? I don't think you can't merge them like that. We will, however, cast Enlarge Person on Elira.
This war must end.
And Mage Armor on Elira.
Yes.
Alright, he's going in.
Yet another obstacle.
He should be pretty tanky at the moment. Now the most unfortunate thing is there's a shadow, and it is the worst thing to fight because stat ability drains are very annoying. But we're doing just fine. We're cleaving our way through with very little problem. This is going wonderfully, and we have successfully killed everything. We'll save before doing the lore check. And it says, the dug up graves and other clues indicate that a necromancer has recently conducted a ritual here.
What's that?
And we're going to get a throwing axe +1. If you throw a throwing axe, does it come back? Oh, this is another fight. Elira's going to go in first again. She is armored. Hopefully this goes okay, and we're going to use our song. And we're just going to kind of start to kill the shadows. Those are the... That was bad.
No.
Let's see if we can heal up people. Shadow's dead, one of them anyways. One more to go. Did we take any ability drain? A little bit. Let's see how much we took. We have -1 from ability damage. That's not so bad.
You can trust me.
Let's heal.
Ask nicely.
Heal.
All ears. Doubt is the heart's greatest challenge.
Alright, let's go fight the Necromancer and see if we can just wipe that out really quickly. could be a tiny bit harder. The city has fallen at last. How glorious. Now I can stop pretending to be a shopkeeper and spend all my time on my true passion, reanimating the dead. Well, I'll see if we can put an end to that dark business, that foul necromancy. 3 zombies and some
Did we find
The
trouble?
cultists.
spirits demand your blood.
They did.
Lan and Ember shoot necromancer. And I guess cure moderate on him. Go. Don't run in. And Alara missed her attack, of course, because why would she? She's also now blind, which is actually really bad for us. That's okay. She'll be fine.
Can it be the end?
He's done. Oh, we got feared. That's not so good. And actually resulted in our loss. That's okay. I think we need to kill the necromancer at all costs. So we'll have her go in from the side and then swing back and hit the necromancer. He is very annoying.
Let us be off.
Worst enemy. Blindness and fear are both really bad debuffs. Yes, we get the point. You're gonna necromancer up. I would kill for a fireball. It would solve this whole problem in like literally half a second.
Save the last one for me.
Okay, let the group do whatever they want. We're going this way. Go past. Actually, our whole group is going right into the necromancer apparently. He has so much life. He just took like 40 damage and didn't die. There we go. Now he died. I think we're okay so far.
It's all your fault. Just sit here.
Woljif is down. Seela's down. Camelia's dead. And we're gonna die too. Why do they hit so hard? They have plus 11 to hit. No wonder. We have 29 armor class. We want Camellia alive though. Alright, let's try one more time. Maybe Camellia sits back. We can give her a bow. Although, does she have a focus rapier? I can't remember what I gave her. Alright, let's try one more time. Do we still have any more
I've no
songs?
reason
We
to
have
pause.
one round of songs, so not enough.
I
And
will help
she has
where
her
I
buffs
can.
Open your
as
heart
well.
I'm here.
Doubt is the heart's
Fuzzy.
greatest challenge.
Yes.
Okay, let's go.
Let us be off.
I hate cutscene fights where there's a cutscene before it. Sometimes they're tough. Like, 4 Baphomet cultists isn't hard on paper, but if they get a couple lucky rolls with glaives, it's a lot of damage.
Yet another obstacle.
Yeah. You and you. Actually, she doesn't have bad armor. Maybe she should take a dip into Ma. She has no alignment that I know of.
Cover me, all right?
Camelia's gonna die again. Oh, okay, that thing is down. Camellia, let's see if you can get it out of there.
I'll cut you wide open.
Okay, I need to heal people. You heal him, you heal her, you just stand there and don't die.
Tactical retreat.
There we go, now another one's dead.
All your fault.
We just desperately need to get one more of them down. Come on, someone kill that one. Okay, we're good.
So this is how it feels.
Perfect. Wasn't the greatest encounter ever, but it worked fairly well. Good enough anyways. Take all these. And we got a dark horn, which is... what is that? Dagger? It's a dagger... no, sorry, it's a glaive plus 1. Looks like a dagger. Does a lot of damage. 1d10 plus 1 plus 1d3 negative energy damage. 12 to 23 damage. That doesn't seem right. I guess our staff is 11 to 18, so yeah. Okay, maybe it is right. Time to roll. Our people are all alive-ish. And that is close enough to what I need them to be. I will remember in the future not to drink our mutagen before we cast spells, though, because that has caused us a very slight problem.
Good person. I like What's on your mind?
We're also already out of
A bright
spells.
future awaits us.
Can chug some potions, though. We have a bunch. Let's just top up some people a little bit. Okay. So we could go down that mobility check over there, but we're not going to. We are going to go back down the way we
Together,
came,
we
because I
stand.
want to go talk to Kaylessa.
Follow me.
We have to go over to this side. Yes, athletics check 18 will save first in case I fail,
Forget it.
because I don't want to be fatigued at all costs. Fatigue is an extremely annoying thing to get, and we really need to get to the Blackwing Library before things go horribly wrong for them.
The mongrel did it.
There we go. We succeeded. So let's go quickly back across this area. We need to go up this wall. There's someone we missed talking to over here. Should be right around this area. Right there, Kaylessa. The elf hunched up next to you is clutching a small but deep puncture wound. Her appearance is quite remarkable. Her skin is blacker than any Gurundi's, her teeth are fanged, and her hair is as grey as a crone's. Her crimson eyes glare at you with a gleam of malice. What are you looking at, soldier? Like what you see? We'll try and do the knowledge world check, although we're gonna fail it, almost for sure. The elf may have fallen victim to some wicked magic, a curse maybe, or did her long service to the forces of darkness twist her appearance in such a gruesome way. Who are you? Giving you a scrutinizing look, she says harshly, there's no point in knowing, soldier, trust me. The answer would only bring you misfortune, and it still wouldn't be of any use to you. I'm a wanderer. You won't ever meet again. Who wounded you? She responds with a razor-sharp smile. Haven't you noticed? The city is burning. There's a battle going on. I was wounded by a cultist. Ember is looking her over thoughtfully. Her wounds are so strange, not at all like mine. They burned me from the outside, but you were burned from within, I think. It hurt, didn't it? Unperturbed by her cold silence, Ember continues. Yes, I can see that it hurt. I'm sorry that it happened to you. I can heal you. With a resolute shake of her head, she barks, don't. I can handle it myself. I don't like it when strangers cast spells on me. Sorry, can't leave you in this state. To the abyss with you, the elf tries clumsily to pull away, but the magic does its work, and the stab wound on her body heals quickly. Glaring at you, she mutters through clenched teeth, thanks and everything, but the next person who uses magic on me without my permission gets an arrow to the eye. I know who you are. You're Kaylessa, a cultist of Discari. That's a lie. Her crimson eyes flash, and she says firmly, I loathe demons, and I'll kill any I come across. Let's take a closer look at the elf. We should be able to pass this check. She's clearly holding something back, but she doesn't appear to be lying either. Whatever it is she's hiding, her claim that she hates demons sounds quite convincing. You're not lying, but you're not telling me the whole truth. What, was I supposed to pour my heart out? She looks at you defiantly. You have your war, soldier. I have mine. You're fighting chaos and madness, and I'm fighting lies and hypocrisy. We're both willing to die for our cause, aren't we? I believe you. Forn is at the Defender's Heart. You should keep clear of the place. It was never my intention to set foot in there. Farewell, soldier, and thank you for believing me. We now have to talk to Forn, which may result in a fight. We'll find that out later on. Let's go explore some more of the city. We can go through this little hidey hole here and
Can we retreat already?
fight some more fiendish. What the heck? Oh, they just vanished for a second. Oh no, and looks like Woljif has taken some damage again. Another disease. I gotta remember to not hit those tooltips off and don't show again. They're just so annoying and they keep getting in my way. Oh, this is this thing. Okay, we could have a fight here.
Let's move.
This is going to be an interesting moment because the
Yet another
lawful
obstacle.
and the good in this case are at polar opposites. We are going to do the good and not the lawful in this case. And I'm not going to use the trunk to cross the gap because that's silly. There's also a chest here. Alright, let's go talk to Hulrun and Ramian. I think his name
I'm
is.
here.
You're
Where
a
else
good
would I be?
person.
I'm all
I
ears.
like you back.
Rely on
Anyone
me.
have healing left?
Me?
Man, we are just low on healing all around. We should have chosen glaive as a weapon for someone. Alright, saving, moving in. My beloved brother, I admire your zeal, of course, but would you not agree that this is hardly the time to be standing guard over a hole that no one will ever emerge from? Or perhaps you're concerned that somebody will decide to go for a nighttime stroll and accidentally fall into it. Such foresight is laudable, but do you really need so many soldiers for such a task? Can't your warriors be put to better use, for instance fighting demons or clearing rubble, while the people trapped beneath it might still be alive? The face of this golden-curled Aasimar is beautiful even by the standards of his own kind, in whose veins run the blood of angels. I know, so is mine. His melodious voice sounds cheerful, but bitter reproach simmers in his gaze. Don't you dare call me brother a heretic. The signs of recent hard fighting are obvious in this stern old man. His armor is dented and covered in blood, and his unusual pallor suggests that something more dangerous than wounds inflicted by claws and fangs. Nevertheless, his gaze is stony, and his voice, accustomed to barking orders, is harsh and clipped. How dare you accuse me of doing nothing to protect the city, especially now, when followers of your temple were caught committing treason? To my mind, you are no different than the demon worshippers, those miscreants, those beasts that are digging under the city walls. Everyone knows, my dear prelate, that in your zealous pursuit of the order in the city, you have long since forgotten how to tell friend from foe, and good from evil. That's what happened with my adepts, whose acts of treason was a genuine effort to save the city, and yet again I'm forced to repeat myself while we are wasting time on pointless quarrels. People are dying under the rubble in our city. People whom we could have saved if you'd only set your soldiers to the task and not kept them here surrounding a useless and utterly harmless hole in the ground. Harmless? Well, if it's just on your say-so, then that must mean there's something down there. Your associates, no doubt, and they're just waiting for us to abandon our post before they slink out again to try to... The old man notices your approach. And you! I remember you. You appeared in my city the day the demons attacked and Terendelev died. What are you doing here? Answer at once, or I'll have you strung up by your ankles before you know it. Don't think that the demons have wounded me. I still have enough strength to take on 100 of your sort. And what is this hideous creature? Hulrun peers at Lan with suspicion. Lan, at your service? The mongrel ducks his head in a bow. My forebears fought in the First Crusade. I've lived in Kenabris my whole life. You haven't seen me before? Ah, must be because you don't ever venture into our underground district. We've been meaning to complain to the city authorities that our paving stones have been in need of repair for a long time. The First Crusade, so you're a mongrel? You obviously know human speech, surprisingly well in fact. Alright, let's be off with you. The prelate looks at you. If he causes any trouble, I shall hold you responsible. Come to think of it, you still haven't told me who you are. I am a crusader, fighting to liberate Kenabris from the demons. A crusader, you say? I'll be looking into that. You obviously don't know to whom you are speaking. I'm the one who decides who's a crusader and who's a traitor to the city. Hulrun Shapak, prelate of Kenabris by grace of Her Majesty Queen Galfrey, and the city's defender against threats from within and without. And as we can see, you've done a sterling job protecting the city. The golden-curled Aasimar flashes a flinty smile. I'm Ramian of Edmi, prior to the Temple of Desna, which alas currently lies in ruin. Wise Hulrun here believes it is vital to guard this hole in the ground from which he is certain demons will emerge at any moment. I've been trying to convince him that the city has far more urgent matters to deal with, for instance rescuing those currently dying under the rubble. You know what? There may be in fact be one matter that is more important than guarding this hole. I put it off, and look where it's led us. I should have had you hung from the gates back when you dared defend your gang of delinquent demon collaborators. If the Sarkorians had hanged Arilu Vorlesh while they had the chance, there never would have been a war. I won't repeat their mistake. I won't hesitate any longer. Soldiers, seize this scum. Prelates, see reason, these are frightening times, but threatening to hang someone without trial, that is unworthy of a servant of Ayamide. The old man fixes his eyes on Sela. Lest you forget, girl, we may serve the same goddess, but you are not an inquisitor. Don't question the way I choose to serve Ayamide, and I won't question yours. I reveal the light of heaven. Behold, Inquisitor, I bear the gift of an angel who died in the caves beneath Kenabris. I am no enemy of yours. The old man frowns and whispers something, a prayer or a spell. With each word, his face relaxes. You're telling the truth. The light in your hand was wrought by the power of heaven. I will keep an open mind with regard to you, stranger, and later, under less fractious circumstances, I'd like to ask you about how you came to receive this gift. But that can wait. Now I must deal with this filth once and for all. What precisely are you accusing Ramian of, Inquisitor? Treason. Not long before the city was attacked, several followers from his temple tried to secretly access the Wardstone and perform an unknown ritual over it. Hulrun is trembling with fury. The Wardstone of Kenabris, the gift of Ayamide, the bringer of light wrought by the hands of her herald, the first in the chain, and followers of that crazy runt of a goddess tried to meddle with it using their magic, after hearing a voice in their dreams. My soldiers almost had them caught when Ramian got in the way, allowing the traitors to go to ground. I made a mistake. I didn't have him locked in a cell and interrogated to within an inch of his life. And now the city lies in ruins. It's time to rectify that mistake. I've told you before, and I'll tell you again, my people foresaw the attack on the city. They knew the Wardstone already carried the seed of corruption from within itself, and they were simply trying to heal it. I've heard similar claims before now. Where was it? Oh yes, from Staunton Vane, the traitor who brought down Dresden. The lessons of the past have taught us a great deal, and that is why I never believed you or your mob's lies, even for a second. And I was right. I don't like Hulrun. I don't think he's... This is a weird choice to have to make, because lawfully, technically, Hulrun does have the authority to do what he's doing, but it'd be evil. And chaotically is going against the laws of the city, but it's good. So this is one of those moments where going against law is the good thing to do. The Eltimar holds up his hands in a placating gesture. Stop, you're defenders of what remains of Kenabris. Can't you think of anything better to do than be at each other's throats in the ruins of the city? Ramian looks at the prelate. You're a fool, Hulrun. You're a zealot and a murderer, but you're a fool first and foremost. I told you that the wardstone is weakened, you wouldn't listen. I warned you that the city was going to be attacked and you shooed me away. The truth is that my young adepts were trying to save the wardstone and you stopped them. Of course, those truly responsible for this tragedy are the demons, but you have done nothing to prevent it. And now you would rather still kill an innocent person and perish yourself than admit that you were wrong. As always. And he vanishes. He fled, heretic. He's no doubt expecting me to rush off in pursuit, but that won't work on me. Hulrun turns his attention to us. What about you? You truly have been marked out for a gift from heaven. This is your chance to save the city. Go back and bring back that filthy traitor. I'm almost certain that he and his cronies were helping the demons, either knowingly or unknowingly. Their attempt to bewitch the wardstone is clear proof Ramian must be captured. There's nothing dangerous in this hole. You have no reason to guard it. You told me yourself that you received a light-bringing gift from an angel who perished in the caves below our feet. It's no secret that these passages are teeming with dangerous creatures that could kill anyone, even a warrior of heaven. Demons and demonic offspring love roaming about underground. That's why I will be keeping an eye on this hole. If the beasts decide to attack from there, we will be ready for them. Ramian really warned you about the attack? Those crazed Desnans were always bursting into my study with their incoherent prophecies that came to them in their dreams. I won't lie, sometimes what they said did come to pass, but can we really rely on woolly dreams of heretics over the cold, hard facts of intelligence reports? Plenty of demons could have easily fooled them and whispered a treasonous plan into their dreams, and those lunatics would have been only too happy to listen. This time, Mr. Curls for Brains came to me and declared that demons were about to attack the city, and that the wardstone's power was diminished by some kind of contamination or taint. Ayamade forgive me for even repeating the words. After uttering such blasphemy, he should have been locked up along with his followers and interrogated, but instead I simply increased the surveillance on them. And what next? My people caught them red-handed trying to attack the wardstone with unknown magic, and not 3 days later, the demons attacked the city. There's an obvious connection between these events. Whether deliberately or under demonic influence, the Desnans played right into the hands of the Discari hordes, and they almost left the city completely defenseless. Ramian covered for his people the whole time and helped them escape my guards. After that, what else can he be but a traitor and a heretic? I have to go. Go then, if you have to. It would be good if you could return with the head of that scum. Ember peers intently at Hulrun. I remember you. When Father and I arrived in the city, you met us. What's this gibberish? As if I have nothing better to do than to arrange meetings with vagrants. But it's true, you and the other knights tied us to stakes and started lighting the bonfire. Father died, and then one of your knights changed his mind and pulled me from the flames. But then he died too, don't you remember? If you were burned, then it was with good reason. You say some traitor helped you escape from the fire? That's a crime in itself, which means that you have been evading justice all these years. If it weren't for the invasion, I would review your case and see that your sentence was finally fulfilled. You're lucky that we have more important matters to deal with right now. He didn't look the way he does now, all wrinkled and gray. He was younger with a big mustache. Ember smiles broadly and draws a large bushy mustache in the air with her finger. He probably forgot all about me. It was a long time ago. But I do want to say one thing. I'm not cross with him. This knight is a true hero. He just really wanted to protect the city and got mixed up about what was good and what was evil. Hulrun, you sent an innocent child to be burned at the stake? Don't you want to ask for forgiveness? Huh. Hardly. Anyone can look innocent. How did this girl manage to survive the fire, and what about that crow that's always flying around her? I advise you to take a closer look at this innocent little lamb of yours. If you ask me, she looks highly suspicious indeed. You forgive him after what he did to you? He thought what he was doing was right. How do you know? Maybe you've done something, thinking it was a good thing, but you're really doing a bad thing that might hurt someone. But what if I've done the same thing? You can't get angry at people for making mistakes when you might be no better than them. Let's go, Ember. Yes, let's go. Bye-bye, kind knight. The girl waves to Hulrun with a carefree smile. He grimaces and turns away. We are going to fight him, but I wanted to save first, because I really don't want to reread all of that again. Interestingly, now I'm just going to blitz through. Now it's a chaotic matter if we attack him. which is kind of weird. But let's see if we can. I'm just curious to see if we can actually win this fight. He's very powerful. I shouldn't say very powerful, but he's quite strong. Like, we are... What's his armor class? We're attacking him. His plus to hit is plus 11, which is not abnormally large. He's only got 25 armor, which compared to us is actually a lot. We don't get plus 11 to hit like he does. We got plus 9 to hit. Maybe when we get a level. But we're not going to go fight him over... We're not going to go kill Ramian either, so... Let's wander off. We'll leave him there for now. This is something that we can get. The demon invasion transformed all of Kenabres into one great battlefield, but nowhere in the city suffered as much as this square. This place saw a clash of titans, the demon lord Discari leading his hordes from the abyss, and the dragon Terendelev, the mightiest of the city's defenders, and one of the first to fall. The scene of destruction leaves no doubt as to the battle's outcome. A skilled scout could recreate the course of the battle, moment by moment, simply by looking at the ruins. From the chimneys torn down by powerful wings in a sharp dive, to the bloody tracks left behind when the demon dragged away the noble reptile's broken body. But it is no hypothetical scout gazing upon the ruins, it is Elira, and she's not alone. The shadow of a strange, barely perceptible presence lingers over this place, like a gaze untethered from any observer. This mysterious force, unknown to mortal kind, silently assesses, judges, and seeks a better way. In an instant, Elira is vested with this power and looks at the world with its eyes. The past, present, and future stand before her as a unified whole, an unmoving, multifaceted crystal that would be beautiful, were it not for the fractures, blemishes, and flecks marring its splendor. What past does she see? In the past exists one who wielded this gaze in life, although the one and life are inapposite terms for aeons, the supernatural embodiments of cosmic balance, rather than who or what. A better word for these entities is how. This aeon appeared from outside this world, from the great beyond, to put an end to the intermingling of planes, and destroy the world wound, a chasm disrupting the order in the multiverse. Alas, the visitor from beyond proved too weak for the battle they would have to, or came to fight. They even failed to finish casting the spell that would have sent Discari back to the abyss. With one swing of his scythe, the demon lord cut the aeon down. What present? Ruins, blood, corpses, none of this perturbs the aeon's dispassionate gaze. The living are alive, the dead will be judged by Pharasma, all is as it should be, but the demons circling the sky or prowling through the streets create a jarring juxtaposition, like splashes of blood-red ink on restrained pencil sketch. They should not be here. The world of the mortals is for mortals, the demon's place is in the demon world. How sublime the world would be if everyone in it knew its place. But even the demons aren't as abhorrent as the sharp-edged, unassuming crystal languishing in the dirt among the bricks and smashed cobblestones. No mortal would notice it, but to the Aeon's eyes, its mere existence is an outrage against universal laws. If the Aeon still existed, they would not stop until the crystal was unmade. But the Aeon is gone, and only their gaze remains. Elira picks up the crystal out of the dirt and stows it in her pocket. She is mortal, which means that she has the power to decide what to do with it. And the future? Good and evil, chaos and order, everything in its lawful place in the multiverse, and no longer trespassing where it does not belong. Nothing is disrupting the smooth and steady current of the river of souls from life to death, and back to life again. The reality, rid of its flaws, now perfect, and the Aeons withdraw to eternally admire its beauty, which shall never be threatened again. After allowing the heroine to view the world through their eyes, the little that remained of the destroyed Aeon is killed. Destroyed Aeon is killed, even appropriate here for an entity that is so removed from life and death, as we understand them, used up the last vestiges of energy. Now they are ready to disperse into nothingness unless someone decides to preserve the Aeon within themselves. Will the heroine take on this power so she may again look at the world through another's eyes, or will she allow it to vanish? We are going to allow the Aeon's power to dissipate, because we're not taking that, well, no, we're not taking that mythic path. That's a very neutral path. That's, like, we might do a third playthrough at some point in time and just do the neutral path to see what it looks like, but we are playing the good campaign, so we're going to allow the Aeon's power to dissipate in this case. Elira is not the kind of person who relies on any eyes but her own. The final traces of the Aeon's existence fade away, sending one last look of farewell to her, that piercing, unyielding gaze full of understanding of something significant, even as it takes that understanding with it into oblivion. Right, and we're going to call it here. Like always, if you have any suggestions or comments, please leave them below. Otherwise, I'll see you next time. We'll finish up more of the Market Square, and then we're going to head to the Blackwing Library. Take care, and I'll see you next time.